What's up, everybody? It's your boy Benton. I'm here with CryptoLiveLeak.
So I still feel, even though we are 10 years into the blockchain space, I still feel we are pretty early on.
All right, well, Bitcoin's cool. I'll buy some. What now?
We're going to see more developers focus not on just the protocol, but also on creating like a really smooth user experience and maximizing the product's usabilities.
What's up, guys? It is Benton. I'm here at the MIT Bitcoin Expo, and I'm here with my friend Manasi from Saya, and wanted to get her to know her a little bit and share what her company does and learn a little bit about herself and how she got started. So Manasi, why don't you tell us, what does Saya do, and how did you first get started in the blockchain world?
Yeah, sure. I can start with what Saya does. So Saya is a decentralized data storage platform. The mission at the company is, as the internet has evolved, we've had these 4 or 5 companies that basically control all of our data, and they control our lives by default. So the mission at Saya is to give that control back to individuals and people who actually own the data rather than these companies. So we do data storage and with a heavy focus on privacy, control, and security.
Okay.
And then how I got started, that's a really interesting story. So I come from India, and in 2016, 2017, there was demonetization that happened in India, where the government decided overnight that certain denomination of currencies are not valid, just overnight. And that was a big shock to the whole Indian economy. And that's when I got really interested into alternative currencies and Bitcoin specifically, and I have never looked back.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Saya, you mentioned that it has decentralized cloud storage. How do you guys plan on competing with those large companies like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Dell, that are already kind of the big players in that space?
Yeah, for sure. So, like I mentioned, our focus is heavily on privacy. Okay. So all the data is encrypted by default, whereas these companies, that's their business model, where they give you these services for free, but then they're looking at your data and monetizing using that. So it's a completely user-centric model. Additionally, because it's a marketplace, it's an open marketplace, the hosts that are storing your data, they're competing for your data, and that pushes the prices down. So on Saya, storing your data is more than 95% cheaper than using any of these platforms.
All right. Where do you envision blockchain as an industry evolving in the next 5 years, specifically from a cloud-based platform, and then more kind of macro in regards to just the industry overall?
Yeah, so I still feel, even though we are 10 years into the blockchain space, I still feel we are pretty early on. Right now, to understand and work on this technology, you need to understand so many different components from a technical perspective, legal, economics, computer science perspective. And it's really hard, not just for people who are working in the space, but users. It's hard for them to use this technology as of now. So in the next 5 years, I'm expecting that to become really simple in a way that an average user can use this technology without even knowing that they're using blockchain and gain the benefits of it. And from Saya's perspective, we expect decentralized applications to not use centralized backend servers like Amazon or Google. We expect the Web3 vision to be realized over the next 5 years, and true decentralized applications using true decentralized backend storage.
Awesome. Now, what will be some of the biggest hurdles that you envision for the blockchain industry itself in regards to mass adoption from both Saya's perspective and just the market overall?
Yeah, so that's kind of a flip to what I said. I envision everyday users being able to use it. So the biggest challenge is user education. I was actually in DC for a briefing with the senators and various political parties. And the biggest challenge that they face is they are not able to understand this technology. And how do they make policies if they don't understand it? So it's the same problem with users. It's the same problem with the average consumer. So I think the biggest challenge right now is the narrative that, what's the use case, how to use it, and making it easier for people to use it.
Okay, and in your opinion, like how do you shape and mold that from Saya's perspective, or just overall as an individual in the space?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm specifically really passionate about diversity in the space, and one of the ways that I'm doing that is I founded Women in Blockchain Boston, and our goal is to educate more women in the space. So we do monthly meetups, we have speakers come in, talk about different topics. I think once people are educated and they feel comfortable about the technology, we'll reach a stage where they will start testing it and using it and realizing the benefits. So I'm doing my small part, but the whole industry as a whole has to evolve and come together for this purpose.
Awesome. Where can we find out more information about that group?
Yeah, so Women Blockchain is available on meetup.com. We also have a website coming up, and then we are on Twitter at Blockchain Girls. That's our handle.
Now, can you tell us a little bit more about the networking event last night? I know the women's group was hosting an event. How did it go? And tell us a little bit about what happened.
Right. So, like I said, I founded Women in Blockchain, and we try to educate women, but at the same time, it's important to make connections, know the right people, and being able to leverage that network. So last night, and we do this every year with MIT Bitcoin Expo, where we host a women's networking event, so women have a place and a platform to connect in a setting that they are comfortable with. So making those connections and inspiring more women to join the space was a great event.
Awesome. Now, in regards, it sounds like you've been laying down the foundation to get more women involved in the industry. What are some things that maybe people can do out there that are just curious to know more about blockchain and crypto itself? Is there any recommendations where to go, what to read, who to talk to, anything like that?
Yeah, so it's a really intimidating space for newcomers. And I think all of us, when we entered the space, faced the same, where there's just so much going on, so much information, where do you start? So we had a guide for beginners, which is a little dated right now, which is, we created in 2017. But now we are working on a new guide, which is going to be updated with Sheet 256, which is another initiative from the West Coast. So the West and East Coast are coming together and creating a guide, so look out for that.
All right. Let's see here. All right, we're going to get to the fire round. So what is one company that you see, other than Saya, having the most potential to have an impact on the industry overall of the blockchain?
Yeah, I think what Square Crypto is doing is super exciting. So it's coming from a non-crypto native background. Square is a very well-known name in the world, and they are now entering the Bitcoin and Lightning space. So they will bring a lot of mind share. So I'm super excited about what they can bring to the table.
Awesome. Now, what is your favorite book or movie?
Yeah, recently I read *Sapiens* by Yuval Harari, and it's amazing to look at human history and just realizing that we've come a long way.
Awesome. Do you have a person, place, thing, or idea that you feel like has had the most influence on you or your career itself?
Yeah, today is International Women's Day.
Awesome.
There have been a lot of women who've inspired me in my career, but the biggest impact definitely has been my mother, who's been an amazing role model, has uplifted me when I'm down, and always, championed me in my career. So, yeah.
Shout out, Mom. Awesome. Last question for you here is, where can I find the best slice of pizza in Boston?
That's a difficult one. Sorry.
No worries, no worries.
I don't have an answer for that.
No worries. Well, Monty, I appreciate your time today. It was great learning about Saya, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Right. You guys heard it first. Thank you, guys. And check out us on CryptoLiveLeak.org. You can see us on YouTube as well. Go like and subscribe, smash those like buttons on Twitter and Instagram. CryptoLiveLeak. Thank you, guys.